Hey everyone. So just gonna go over some of the most important things of all. I guess the topic of this video might be called, why do I keep suffering? Why do I keep struggling? Why do I keep struggling to reach my goals? And the main barriers being negative thoughts holding you back, not being able to process and engage with negative thinking, if you're aware enough to realize that it's negative thinking, or for everyone else, just struggling with emotions, depression, anxiety, anger, just feeling like crap, feeling unmotivated, uninspired, feeling depressed. Remember, all of those feelings stem from thoughts. The thoughts you're having create your emotions. So it's usually unchecked, repetitive thoughts that we have that wind up creating the emotions we have. For example, let's say I wake up in the morning and my first thought is, oh, it's another day. And then boom, what floods into my mind? Worrying about money, worrying that, you're not in the right relationship or not in a relationship, worrying about what you're going to do that day, worrying about where your life is going. Just a flood of thoughts that just come in. And for most of us, those thoughts are completely unchecked. Unchecked means there's no awareness about them. We're just literally on just autopilot. We wake up and it's just boom, these thoughts start raiding us. We get raided with thoughts. For people who are going through some sort of traumatic experience, whether that's a breakup or you've just lost your job or whatever it is, those thoughts are most likely going to be focused on that event. So thoughts of your ex constantly rating you from the morning until the end of the day, or about other things. So understand that, and by the way, if you have a notebook, if you have a journal, please get it out, because I see a lot of people ask questions that I already answer in these videos. And it's funny, sometimes in the same video, people ask questions in the comments about things that I've already just said in the video. It's amazing. So have your journals out right now. Have your notebook out and make notes. Rewind this, pause it, make the notes, okay? Important note right now. Everyone should be aware of, and you should make this note, come back to it later, is that the way you feel, whether it's you feel good, bad, depressed, happy, angry, those feelings are all triggered by thoughts. Okay, so there's a chain. Okay, it's thoughts trigger the way you feel. Then the way you feel obviously is going to affect your life, what you're going to do, the type of activities you're going to do because of how you feel. Okay, so most of us, when we feel like crap, we want quick fixes. So the way we feel influences the decisions we make. And most of us will be making, perhaps not the best decisions. We'll be wanting the quick fixes. It could be, going on dating sites, going straight onto Tinder, swiping to try to get pleasure or attention or happiness from talking to people, going on quick dates, rebound dates. It could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be just trying to get any sort of attention or interaction, or just it could be food. A lot of people turn to eating, emotional eating to make themselves feel better, sex, gambling, you name it, video games. There's nothing wrong with all of these things, by the way. It's just that when we do them for the wrong reasons, when we're doing them to make ourselves feel whole and comfortable, then we're using those things as a crutch. Okay, and that's not healthy. So the way that the sequence goes is that you have these unchecked thoughts, series of them, a lot of them. It's not just one thought that will make you depressed. It will be perhaps 20 or 30 or 40 repetitive negative thoughts, and then you start to feel like shit. Okay? So it's thoughts, create emotions, and then create decisions. Okay? And that shapes your life. Because your life is shaped and created based on the decisions that you make, the actions that you take. But above and beyond all of this, before thoughts, there's something important. Because it is difficult to sit there and say, well, look, try to steer and reshape the way you think. Okay, by journaling, gratefuls, that's a tool we have. We journal gratefuls, that way we're directing our thoughts, taking control, and rather than letting thoughts take control of us and then triggering emotions, we're taking control and we're using the pen to take control of the thoughts that we have. When we journal affirmations, whether it's something like, I feel more and more powerful every day. I feel more and more clear-minded and clear-headed every day, whatever it is, Or if it's counterbalancing, which is super powerful. Counterbalancing journaling is when you are able to be aware of your thoughts, and then you counter those thoughts. So if the thought comes into your head that, oh, what am I going to do with my financial problems? Well, counterbalancing is when you answer that thought with 3 counter thoughts. Yeah, and it could be, I will focus on working harder and smarter. I will focus on all my abilities to generate money. I will focus on cutting my costs, reducing my costs, and increasing the amount of money I bring in. So reducing the wastage, increasing the amount of revenue that comes in. Okay, so that's how counterbalancing works. But before the thinking, because guiding your thoughts that way can be difficult. It can be difficult. Not everyone is able to do that effectively. Yes, of all my clients that I work with, all the people I work with, I can see the biggest differences with those who are able to do the journaling, who are able to apply awareness, okay? But for many people who aren't able to do that, because it takes discipline, it takes strength, it takes determination, it takes willpower. For those of us who have great difficulty, what is it that creates your thoughts? It's your environment, right? So the root of everything really is your environment. The root of everything is, who are the people around you? That's your environment. What are the foods that you're eating? The nutrition, the drinks, what's going into your body? That's part of your environment. What's the town that you're in? What are the people like in that town or city or country? You have to be aware of all these things, because all these things are going to be triggering thoughts in you. And those thoughts are going to be triggering emotions. And the emotions are going to be influencing your decisions. Okay? So your environment is super important, and as I say, we're blessed to have legs, to have arms, to have hands. Many of us are blessed. Even if you are disabled and you don't have legs, you don't have arms, we're still so blessed to be able to move and relocate. Yes, for some of us it might be difficult to move our town, difficult to relocate. And then again, thoughts come into our head, limiting thoughts, right? Thoughts that put up barriers for us, like, oh, but all my friends are here, or oh, my family's here, or oh, here's where my job is, or oh, I'm going to need a visa if I want to leave, or, it's just a long list of thoughts, right? But again, that's when you counter them with positive thoughts. Okay, you have the mental dialogue and you say, well, no, I can do this if I want. It is important for me to leave because my environment is not healthy, it's not serving me. The people I'm around are, not the type of people that are best for my, for my health and my happiness. Or, could be anything. But the point is that by we don't have to put up with the environment that we're in. We have the ability to improve our environment, even if you don't want to move your city or town or school or workplace or gym or whatever. Even if you are going to stay where you are, well, you can still change your environment by letting go of the people or the foods or the activities that you're already doing every day that don't serve you that much, and instead allow the people more into your life, the foods, the clothes, the activities, the books, the movies, the music. Again, make notes of all of these things. These are important. What are the books you're reading? The articles, the YouTube videos that you're reading? What are the Facebook posts or the Twitter posts? What's going into your eyes, your ears, and your mouth? What's going into your brain? It's your environment, right? Whether it's Twitter feed or Instagram feed or Snapchat feed or Facebook feed or the people that you're bumping into, all of this is going to be affecting the thoughts that you have, okay? So by refining your environment, and the way we refine our environment is with this important phrase. Again, if you have a journal or notebook, write it down somewhere. This important phrase, which is almost like a mantra or it's like a belief. It's like one of our highest ideals. It's like a filter for which everything from our environment should pass through before it gets into our mind. And that phrase is, does this serve me? It's just a question. Does this serve me? Does me sitting here and looking at this person's Twitter feed or Facebook feed, does this serve me? Does this food I'm about to put in my mouth, does it serve me? Does it have the nutrition, the nutrients that I need to help me get stronger? Does this serve me means, does this help with my health, my strength? Does it motivate me? Does it inspire me? Does it energize me? Does it make me feel that real sense of long-term happiness and contentment? Okay? Then you have to, this is why the Greeks, they used to write on their temples, and on their walls, know thyself. And that's so important, to know yourself, know what serves you and what does not. And how do we know? Well, our greatest internal guide is pain. That's how we learn. We learn through pain. When we feel depressed, when we feel anxiety, when we feel like crap, that's a teacher. That's something trying to help teach us about ourselves, so that we know, okay, well, all this porn I'm watching, or all this gambling I'm doing, or all this alcohol I'm drinking, or all these punches I'm taking in my eye, well, that serves me. But the point is that asking that question, does this serve me? Yeah, of course, first of all, in order to be able to answer that question, you have to know yourself. How do you know yourself? Listen to the pain, listen to the suffering that you're going through. And remember, when there's flame here, we go and we get burned. It does us no good to keep going back to the gambling, keep going back to the rebound dating, keep going back to the anything that's creating that pain and the depression and anxiety. Was it Einstein who said, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is the definition of insanity? Something like that, right? Well, when you feel that pain, the pain is trying to wake you up. And when you have enough pain, you'll finally realize, I need to do things differently. I need to go in a different direction. So just to recap, it's our environment, the things that we eat, the videos that we watch, the YouTube, the Twitter feeds, the social media, the books we read, the music we listen to, the people we're around, the activities that we're doing that trigger the thoughts, that create the thoughts that we have every day. Or when we're just in the car and our mind is full of thoughts, or when you wake up and your mind is full of thoughts. That's all created by your environment. And we have the power to steer ourselves and shape our environment. We have that power. Okay? And then the thoughts we have trigger the emotions: depression, happiness, bliss, peace. And then the emotions we have are going to, again, trigger the decisions. And then this is a giant loop that goes on and on and on. And we can improve the loop by strengthening our awareness, first of all, so that we can become aware of all these things, and then making better decisions. Even if it's just one better decision a day, you are going to improve this loop, and you're going to create a new trajectory. Okay, so rather than going here, you're going to start to go in a different trajectory. Your life is going to change, transform, even if it's just 2 or 3 better decisions a day. All right, so I want to wrap this video up with just some very important things that I'm always repeating to my clients, the people who I'm coaching and working with, and these are the most important things of all, and what are these? These are tools, and what are they for? They're for everyone in life. It has nothing to do with if you're going through a breakup or a loss or it's for just everything in life. These are rules that I follow, I do every day, I pursue them every day. I'm working on refining them, strengthening them. And yes, you're going to notice some of the things on this list are more to do with traumatic events and a loss, like a breakup or a death or a loss of work, or just something traumatic. When people are dealing with a lack of that self-love, that rooting, that grounding, when they've lost themselves to an addiction, to something, these tools are very important. And if you have your notebook out, now is the time to, and I will go ahead and I'll post these at the bottom of the video as well. Okay, I've talked about these before, but it really needs to be repeated until we start to actually take these things more seriously and apply them. So dealing with difficult, toxic, addictive things that are just bringing pain and sadness into our life, first thing of all is to disconnect yourself, distance yourself from those things. Okay, so number 1 on the list, I guess let's call it no contact or limited contact from those toxic things. Number 2, no information. No information means it's not enough to just have no contact with those things or limited contact. So if you're gambling or if you're drinking, to cut or limit the amount you're doing it. But number 2, no information means, or if you're going through a breakup, no information means don't go on their Facebook page or their Instagram or their Twitter, or if it's alcohol or gambling, well then don't read about gambling or follow what's going on in the gambling world, or so no information means not getting any new information about that thing that you're trying to move on from and let go. Okay, Your focus shouldn't be on going back and like checking what your ex is doing, checking his or her Instagram. That's going to just keep you addicted, keep you connected, keep you suffering. Okay? As I say in a lot of my videos, even if you see just a picture on their Instagram of a dinner plate, of what they're having for lunch, it's going to trigger more thoughts. Okay? Because your environment, you're creating that as your environment. You're looking at something that's just not serving you. Okay? So you have to ask the question, remember, does this serve me? Does it serve me to, go into a liquor store or go into a casino when I'm trying to stop gambling? So number one, no contact or limited contact. Number two, no information. Okay, so you want to change your environment, get away from those things. Okay. Number three, I call this now a puke list. And a puke list is basically a list. Write down a list of why that toxic thing is not good for your life. Write down a list of why your life is so much better without the gambling, without the alcohol, without the porn, without the video games, without your ex. Write down why, it's better that you're free now. Right? And the puke list, why it's called the puke list, is that those things on that list should make you puke. Well, not literally, but you should look at that and be like, oh yeah, I remember her bad breath, or I remember her annoying mom, or that will be for me, but for you it will be like, I remember how much he lied or cheated or whatever it is. Yeah, it has to be a list of things that disgust you about the thing that you're trying to let go and cleanse yourself and free yourself from. So number one, no contact, limited contact. Number two, no information. Number three, write down a puke list. Now, it's important to do this. Do it because you're going to remember the whole truth. We have this tendency, talking about the puke list here, we have this tendency of when we detach or break up from something that we're very addicted to or very attached to, that's toxic for us, we have this tendency, it's a very natural tendency, to suddenly forget all the bad things about it and only remember the good things about our ex or about the gambling or about, what we do is we start to now remember how brilliant those things were, how fun, how awesome. We forget all the reasons why those things are terrible for us. So the writing a puke list down helps you remember those things properly, truthfully, the whole truth about them. Okay? Number four, out with the old, in with the new. Go through all of your things. Start with something that's simple, okay? Like your clothes, like your wardrobe. Go through it. Create 3 piles. I'm going to keep this shit. I'm not sure about this shit. And I'm going to definitely throw this shit away. So yes, no, and maybe. Okay? And then create those piles. Go through all your clothes, your socks, your underwear, your shirts, your pants, your trousers, whatever you decide to call that stuff, your shorts, and then just create those piles and try to make the pile of stuff that you're going to let go or donate or sell, try and make that the biggest pile. The bigger you can make that, the better you're going to feel when you get rid of it all. And do this on a weekend. It's worth it. Do it on a Sunday. You're going to feel so great letting go. And just doing that is a way that you can train yourself to let go of things. Okay, and it's just going to help you. It doesn't end with just your wardrobe or your clothes. Okay, this out with the old, in with the new, number 4, applies also to the people in your life. It applies to the activities that you're doing, the food you're eating, the music, the movies. Okay? Let go of the things that you don't need, that aren't bringing that strength, energy, motivation, inspiration, happiness, health into your life. Let go of those things. Okay? And then once you let go of those things, or if it's people, you don't have to burn bridges and completely let go of them, but you can create more distance with those people that aren't serving you. And once you let go of those things, the clothes, the whatever it is, the bad foods, then bring in the good things. So create better relationships with people who are better for your life, whether it's friends or family, people who are energizing, motivating, good for your life. Bring in the foods that are better for you, healthier for you. Well, they're going to make you feel better. Drink more water. Drinking every day. I start my day with water. Water is so important. A lot of us feel like crap because we're just dehydrated, really. Okay? So bring in the better music. Bring in the music that uplifts you, the movies that uplift you, the books. All right? And in time, as you heal and grow stronger, then you'll be able to go back a little bit to balancing things out. But while you're in this process of cleansing and re-strengthening and refocusing and putting your life back on the right path, it may be that you're going to cut out the things that don't serve you completely, just for a period, maybe of 6 months to a year or less than that. Okay? It depends on what you need. Number 5, journaling. Gratefuls. And number 6, journaling counterbalances. I'm not going to go into detail of what those things are. You should know by now. But writing down, I already talked about the counterbalances earlier in this video, so journaling your gratefuls is similar to praying before you go to bed. Before you go to bed, write down in your journal. Do this. If you guys out there really want to strengthen yourselves and change your life and get back on the right path, you've got to do these things. Okay? You can't just watch this and then just be like going back to just living your life the way it was. You've got to do it. So it's up to you how much you want. And these tools. They're incredible. They're so powerful, and these are tools that I have had the great. I've been blessed to come across them, and these are the most powerful ones that I have encountered that have worked for me, and they work for the people that I work with. And I started with way more tools, but over a long period of time, refined them to these, to what I have now. And it's not just me that does these. As I always say in my videos, these are things that some of the world's best, athletes, champions, they're doing the journaling, they're doing the everything to keep themselves focused and to grow stronger. Okay? So it's up to you to do all these things. And the more of these that you can do, create, add to your schedule, add to your life, you might find that maybe just one of these things is enough. Just no contact is enough. Or just writing the puke list is enough. But the more we have, the more tools we have in our toolbox, the better. At least for me, I prefer that, because sometimes I'll find that I'll get bored or tired of like 1 or 2 tools, or some of those tools can be very difficult, so I'll need backup tools. And then I'll switch between the tools. I'll do one tool for a week, another tool for another week, but the best is if you can apply them all. So what else do I have here on the list? So journaling, gratefuls, or praying before you go to sleep. Now, I want to talk about praying real quick. Okay, like when I say praying, it doesn't mean like there's some God on a chair with a big white beard that you're praying to, or if it's Jesus or Muhammad or, Buddha. This isn't about that type of religion. This is about pretty much just sleeping in your bed at the end of the day and just saying, oh, I'm so grateful for everything that I have. My house, the food I can put on the table, the people that I have in my life, and then I like to personally scan through all the people that are the most dear to me, and I won't even like talk in my mind. I'll just be, when I'll think of them, each one for maybe about 5 seconds, my mom, my dad, my brother, cousins, friends, and I'll just think powerful thoughts for them. I'll try to think of health for them, happiness for them. That's prayer. That's when you're sending out good vibes and power. Why is that helpful to us? There's two things that I'm just going to talk about for now, very quickly, why the prayer is so powerful. Because, first of all, it's about thoughts. You're focusing your thought on all the people who are in your life, or all the things, it could be your pet even. Excuse me. You're focusing your thoughts on positive, powerful things that you have, people, your community. And we all are social beings. We need a community. So when you remind yourself of your community, of your crew, of your wolf pack, of your gang, of your family, of your network, when you remind yourself of all the people who are in there, you feel better. You feel more confident. You feel more secure. You feel more safe. You feel stronger. And you feel happier, more content, more at ease, more comfortable, more at peace. So the simple art of praying is so powerful, which is, I don't want to get sidetracked, but that's part of the genius of religions, and of course religions over the years have taken wrong turns here and there. People have abused religion for power and control people. I was just thinking the other day, how do you get people to go to war, especially thousands of years ago, when there weren't even guns and bombs, it was like axes and swords. Like, how would you convince people in the hundreds of thousands to get together and go to war with butcher knives and axes and to cleave and chop each other to pieces? How the fuck are you going to convince anyone to do that shit? Well, you see religion, the power of religion, to mobilize armies, to go to war, Again, that's how power, that's how things that started off beautifully, I believe, like religions, which have this beautiful wisdom like prayer, which is psychological wisdom, were twisted and abused, by people who don't actually care about religion at all. They just want territory, they want power, they want influence. It's nothing to do with religion, what they're doing. So, prayer, super important, yeah? When you think about the people in your life and you send them good thoughts. So that's one reason why prayer is so powerful. The second reason why it's so powerful is because subconsciously, when you're praying and you're sending good vibes for people, subconsciously means you're not aware of this. This is happening deep inside your mind. Subconsciously, you're going to be telling yourself you're a good person. You're going to think more highly of yourself. And what is that? That's self-love. That's positive self-image, positive self-talk. Okay, you're going to think you're a better person, and you are. And it's good to send good energy to people. Okay? It's good to do some charity, to send some money, to give some money to people who need it. Let me tell you something that happened to me in the supermarket just 2 days ago. I was in the line, then I realized at the end that I left my wallet. I thought I left it in my truck. I ran to my truck, and then I realized, crap, I left it at home. And I live in the middle of the mountains. I live in the middle of nowhere. So for me to get to the supermarket, it's like half an hour to get there, half an hour to come back. And I was just like, oh, fuck. I was actually, like I said, oh, crap, right there in front of the lady. And so I came back and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I left my wallet at home. I'm going to have to go home and come back. Can you please keep all this stuff for me? The guy who was behind me in line, he was like, wait, how much is your bill? And he was going to pay for my bill. I just told him, I said, no, I can't let you do that, but thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Now, I can't tell you how that felt. Just knowing that there's someone who's so giving and so cool, there. It made me feel better about the city that I live in, the town that I live in. It made me feel better about just the world that I live in, that there are cool people like that who are just willing to just give $50, $60 is not cheap to pay for someone's shopping. I mean, I was really touched and moved and inspired by that. It really energized me, and it had an amazing effect on me. Now, when I came back an hour later or 40 minutes later, everyone in that supermarket, we were talking about that guy, I was like, I can't believe how cool that guy was, blah, blah. And I mean, just that one act of goodness, that one act of charity, how it rippled, around. There's a hole somewhere in my house and flies keep coming in. I'm going to figure this out. But now imagine how good it is for him, subconsciously as well. Okay, that's why we say that we get this sense of fulfillment from giving, from teaching, from sharing. From what I do, when I'm making these videos, it's the same thing. That's the same power that I receive, which is why, I say in a lot of my videos that, share, make videos. Few of the people that I've been coaching and work with have gotten into doing this. And it's incredibly rewarding. It's incredibly empowering, okay? So I highly recommend, I highly advise everyone out there, you can find someone in your life to help. Or it can be, like I've said before, you can go onto community forums or sites, like the first person that I started helping was someone that when I was going through a difficult time 3-4 years ago, I just met on a community forum. She was going through a difficult time, and we just started helping each other, okay? So it can be any sort of charity work, highly recommend it. But I'm getting a bit off tangent there, so that was point 5, journaling your gratefuls or praying. Number 6, counterbalances, talked a little bit about it. Number 7, this is so important, this one, okay? And number 8, so important. Number 7, create. When I say create, it means you got to take some time. When you have free time, it could be after work, it could be on a weekend, it could be a Sunday. You don't have to be like a sheep, like everyone doing the same old thing on a Saturday or Sunday. Go off the beaten path. Be a trailblazer, do your own thing. And when you have time, spend some time and create your daily, your weekly schedule, your monthly schedule of activities, okay? It could be like Mondays, I'm going to eat this food. Tuesday, I'm going to have this. Friday is pizza night. Saturday is barbecue day. Sunday is, family lunch day, right? That's just food. We have so many other things aside from food that our life involves. It can be activities. It can be the sports. On Monday, I'm going to do yoga. Tuesday, jiu-jitsu. Thursday, running. Okay, so that's just the sports. Then what about other things? Entertainment. Well, Sunday will be going to the movies. Saturday will be, going to an amusement park, or, during the week, what's your entertainment? Yeah, entertainment's important. I like to watch movies, or listen to music, or, I love watching like stand-up comedy or whatever it is, okay? So basically, it's your responsibility to fill your weekly schedule, fill it up, right? Print out if you want, or go on your phone, and whatever is easiest. I like printing sometimes out, or you can do it in your mind. What are you going to do Monday to Sunday? It doesn't have to be like your job or school or the army, where it's like if you miss it, you're in trouble. No, but create a basic foundation, okay? And then once you've done it for the week, go into a month and then do it for the year. Well, I want to go on vacation once a year, or I want to go out of town once a week. Okay, and that's how we are going to manage our happiness, our health, and our power, our health, our happiness, and our power. That's how we manage it. Remember, this is again something for your notebook or your journal to write this down. Happiness and feeling healthy, powerful, and happy is a place between setting goals and being grateful. So, gratitude and goals. Gratitude and goals. These are the two main things in life that will keep you happy, healthy, and feeling energized and powerful. So write those things down and take those two things very seriously. Train yourself to set goals and objectives, to create a schedule, so that you're always looking forward, looking ahead to things, keeps you inspired and usually people who start to get depressed or have run out and they don't know what's coming ahead. They have nothing to look forward to. Having something to look forward to, something challenging to work towards, whether it's a goal or just something that you're going to be doing on the weekend, keeps you driven, keeps you motivated. Okay? But that's just the goals. Then don't forget the gratitude. Training yourself to be grateful for everything you already have, whether it's just simply being able to breathe, or being able to do anything. Have food on the table, have your home, have your son, have your daughter, have your mom, your dad, your friend. Okay, so how do you train your gratitude? Well, it's things like prayer or journaling, writing down what you're grateful for. Meditation is an incredible way to strengthen your gratitude. Okay, so that is number 7, creating your daily, weekly, monthly schedule of activities, sports, exercise, travel, drives, hikes, nature, exploring new restaurants, coffee shops, foods, movies, music, whatever. And then I'm going to end it for today, for this video, because it's getting quite long, with number 8, which I've already touched on in the previous point, which is create long-term goals and objectives. And start slowly working and planning and thinking about them, okay, and working towards them. And when I talk about long-term goals and objectives, just to give you an example, for me, it's going to be like writing an album, making a movie someday, maybe one day opening up some sort of a park or a school, or, I love research, R&D, so I would love to I can't afford to do all this stuff now, but, it's still a goal of mine one day, to be able to have Tony Stark and, I always forget, Power Man, whatever his name is. Someone can correct me down below. But, yeah, have one of my long-term goals is I'm just really interested in creating new technologies, just coming up with cool new things and, researching interesting things just whatever your long-term goals are, okay? Finding the cure for cancer, finding the cure for whatever, just building cool innovations, These are just some of my interests. Or for me, another long-term goal, or this could be more of a short-term goal, is to get back into painting, So I'm going to end it there, but I guess this video has turned out to be pretty good, summary of just the most important things that I have found along, my journey in life, and some of the most important, powerful things that I have been working with a lot of people on, these are some of the most effective things. They really work, and they're common sense things at the end of the day. So I hope that it helps. I hope that some of you had your notepads out and have made some notes. If not, you can always watch this video back again and make notes. The important thing is to start applying these things, okay? So take notes, start applying some of these things, and have faith, have hope. We're blessed. We're living in incredible times. You may not realize it, but you're creating your world. You're manifesting everything that's coming into it. Whether you're depressed or angry or sad, you're creating that. Okay, we are where we want to be. So enjoy creating your world. Enjoy this amazing gift of life that we all have. And I'll see you on the next one. All right, everybody, have a good one. Adios for now.